My name is Dr. P.C.Patel, Professor and Chief Soil Specialist, Anand Agriculture University and Parul University. I am residing at Anand, Gujarat. So soils are not merely an accumulation of debris resulting from decay of rock and organic material. These are developed as rocks are weathered and covered with organic material. You know that soil takes 200 to 500 years to make 1 inch of topsoil. But when we receive the heavy rainfall, intensity of the rainfall is greater, then top layer of the soil has been washed out. So we have to conserve the soil through water conservation, and we have to conserve the soil. You know that there is a water erosion and wind erosion. So we have to protect the soil or maintain the soil fertility. Healthy soil. So the foundation of life, the birthright of all living thing is health. It is equally true for soil, plant, animal, and human, and the health of these four is one connected chain. Healthy soil make healthy crop, healthy people, and healthy society. So you can see here the figure, healthy soil support ecosystem function. So water storage and plus filtration, carbon capture and storage here, then biological function and diversity and productive capacity. So the crop production capacity depend upon the organic matter accumulation in soil. You know that organic matter have the direct relationship with the all the major secondary and micronutrients. So keep soil alive, protects soil biodiversity. Then overuse and underuse of fertilizers. You know that the farmers are applying the huge quantity or excessive quantity of the chemical fertilizers, and resulted in they are deteriorating the soil. So overuse of fertilizer, particularly nitrogen, may lead to nitrogen deposition. Chronic nitrogen addition may increase soil nitrogen mineralization. Excessive use of nitrogen fertilizer lead to soil acidification. A negative soil health trait acid lead to imbalance in nutrient availability. Suppose you are continuously use the acidic fertilizer, urea and ammonium sulfate, then what happens? The soil pH is declined and your soil become acidic. So we should have to use judicious use of the chemical fertilizer along with the organic manures and biofertilizers. Then underused fertilizer means that soil nutrient exported with crops are not being replenished, leading to soil degradation and decline yield. So you know that farmers are not carried out the soil analysis. So you know that you grow the crop like sorghum or maize, corn crop, then it requires higher nutrient, but you are applying the lesser nutrient, then the uptake is greater and you will notice the deficiency in soil, particularly major, secondary, and micronutrient. Where at present we are observing the multi-nutrient deficiency. So overuse, you can see here on dangerous ground, land degrading is turning soil into deserts. So we are not taking care of the soil, and you are applying excessive chemical fertilizer without knowing the initial status of the soil, means soil testing, then we have the problem. Then faulty handling of land creates soil degradation. Faulty handling means the farmers are applying the nutrient in soil without knowing the initial status, and they are applying the nutrient in soil, chemical fertilizer in soil, as per his wish or the advice of the fertilizer merchant. So over application of chemical fertilizers. So chemical fertilizer are high in nutrient content such as nitrogen. Over application of chemical fertilizer to plant may cause the leaves to turn yellow, you can see here, or brown, damaging the plant and reducing crop yield. This condition is known as chemical leaf scorch. So here you can see the scorching of the leaf. Leaf scorch can cause the leaf of the plant to wither and may cause the plant to die. It is a chemical burning, overuse of the chemical fertilizer. Then second one, increase air pollution. Excessive nitrogen use in crop fertilization can contribute to the release of greenhouse gases such as carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide into the atmosphere. This effect is caused by using greater amount of chemical fertilizer than the plant can readily absorb. So there is a pollution, air pollution, and we are at present, we have the global warming and the temperature is rise 1-2 degrees centigrade, and we are observing their bad effect of the global warming. Third one is soil acidification. So I told that the overuse of chemical fertilizer can lead to soil acidification because of decrease in organic matter in the soil. Nitrogen applied to fields in large amount of over time then damage topsoil. Here you can see the damage of topsoil resulting in reduced crop yield. When you grow the crop, then you are getting low crop production. Sandy soils are much more prone to the soil acidification than are clay soil, because clay soil have an ability to buffer the effect of excess chemical fertilizers. So sandy soil have low buffering capacity, but then there is a more problem. Either you are applying the continuous chemical acidic fertilizer, urea or ammonium sulfate, then problem. But in clay soil, the buffering capacity is more, so there is less problem in clay soil. And you know that clay soil is more fertile as compared to the sandy soil. And regarding the organic matter, in India, the organic carbon in average only 0.47%. So it is a medium. So we have to take the steps to increase the organic matter in soil. So for that, we have to use the minimum tillage or zero tillage. Then crop rotation, we should have include the legume crop in a 1-year cropping system, either a legume, pulses crop or oilseed crops. So you know that it had nitrogen from the atmosphere and improve the soil fertility. Then crop residue management, don't bury the crop residue of the rice and wheat and other crops, but you should have to incorporate in soil. So there is a recycling of the nutrient, and we have require less chemical fertilizer. Then cover crop. I repeatedly told that don't keep the soil naked one. Otherwise, there will be water and wind erosion. So upper top layer has been washed out, and so your soil become poor in fertility. Then use of biofertilizer. Then fourth one is a mineral depletion. So there is an increase of continuous use of chemical fertilizer on soil deplete the soil of essential nutrients. As a result, the food produced in this soil have less vitamin and mineral content. According to data produced by the U.S. Department of Agriculture Nutrient Data Laboratory, foods grown in soil that were chemically fertilized were found to have less magnesium, potassium, and calcium content. So you can see that only farmer can use chemical fertilizers. And you know that the chemical fertilizer are high analysis fertilizer, either they contain nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, or other secondary or micronutrient. But you are not, suppose you are not applying the farmyard manure or other things, then you know that the farm manure contain all the major secondary and micronutrient. But the high analysis fertilizer contain the only 1 or 2 nutrients. And therefore, there is a deficiency of the magnesium, potassium, and calcium content when you are using the continuous chemical fertilizer in the soil. Then balanced fertilization. So application of balanced fertilizers and fertilizer based on the actual limitation of nutrient in the soil is very crucial to increase production and productivity of crop. So you can see that when the initial status of the soil is low and medium for the major secondary and micronutrient, then you will get the response of the applied chemical fertilizer. But when the status is high, then you cannot obtain the fertilizer response. Then why nutrient gap between nutrient demand and supply? So I told that you can see here the blue color nutrient removal, and here nutrient consumption. Okay. So you can see that there is a negative. So nutrient removal is greater as compared to we are applying the nutrient. And therefore, the nutrient gap, yellow color shows the nutrient gap. So you can see the nutrient gap is increasing 2003, 2010, and 2020 or 25. So why it is increasing? Because we are using the high-yielding varieties and we are adopting the intensive farming in India. So we are taking the crop in monsoon, winter, and summer season. So obviously the plant will take more nutrient from soil, and therefore the nutrient removal is greater. And at present we are observing the multi-nutrient deficiency. So here you can see that apply balance, and therefore we should have to carry out the soil analysis and apply balanced chemical fertilizers along with the well decomposed organic manure, compost, vermicompost, eggs as per the soil test value, perform soil testing at reputed lab for maintaining soil health. So you can see that in 1950, the farmers there is a less irrigation facility, and our population is less 30 to 40 crores. But at present, our population 2022 130 crores. So you can see that in 1950 we have only nitrogen deficiency, but at present we have the deficiency of the multi-nutrient. So as food grain production increase with lime, the number of element becoming deficient in soil and crop also increase due to imbalanced fertilizer.